If you know me, you know that I enjoy myself some Rocket Power. That show helped fuel my love at a young age to start going outside and skateboarding, but when I was inside, I got to pull out my Game Boy Advance and flip on one of my most played handheld games as a kid, and heck, even now, Rocket Power Dream Scheme. I'm not kidding when I say that I've played through this game more times than anyone probably ever should, but I thought it would be a fun time to sit back, kick it with you all for a little bit, and talk about this really weird Rocket Power game that I just loved playing.
Welcome back to the 25 Days of Fringe Miss, where there's going to be brand
Wait. Double Fringe Miss. Aw, you only thought you were gonna get 25 videos this year? Look at you. You look silly. But I'm here to fix that because I'm gonna give you not only 25 videos, but I'm giving you 50 videos. I have 2 channels. That's 2 Fringe Misses. Each day there'll be a brand new video on both channels for 25 days. I haven't slept in months. Enjoy the content. Or don't. So this game came out back in November of 2001 and followed Otto Rocket, whose dreams quickly turned into nightmares as his neighbor Mr. Stimpleton decides to start taking people and start transforming the town of Ocean Shores into a polka resort through his dastardly device that he's invented. He doesn't want any more hooligans rolling around town on skateboards or rollerblades or anything like that. It's time for polka to be in and extreme sports to be out. Now it's up to our main group here, Otto, Reggie, Twister, and Sam, to stop this from continuing. It seems reasonable enough, I guess. The real lesson here is to not eat too many hot wings before you go to bed. I've been there, Otto. The game features levels inspired by locations in the show. You're tasked with going through the levels to free the people Stimpleton has taken or mess with a part of his plans to hold him at bay for a little bit. When you start off in the game, you play as Otto as you have to rescue and unlock the rest of your main squad of friends. They do have a bit of difference to them as you look at the character select screen, seeing that there are different ratings for how they handle being on foot or riding your main mode of extreme transportation. It doesn't make all the difference in the world, but a solid little extra touch nonetheless, if it's actually true at all. If it is, it's extremely subtle. To make this feel like a Rocket Power game, they brought the extreme sports to the platforming world, giving you the options of how to tackle the levels with either a skateboard or rollerblades, and even just your plain old feet if you like, as the levels are filled with rails and ledges that will require you to use them to traverse through certain areas or get across to other areas. There are other unlocks in the game like a rocket skateboard, a pogo stick, and even a hockey stick because, you know, that's fun. In the levels themselves, you'll have a bunch of mind-controlled monkeys, humans, and even robots that are in your way, as to defeat them you'll have to jump on their heads or hit them with the pucks that you slap from your hockey stick. To fully get through the levels, you have to collect a certain number of stars on the map that will unlock a special gate that lets you proceed further on in the level, but it's not as simple as simply doing that over and over again to get through the game, as you'll sometimes have to find key cards or activate switches to get past some doors, which, yes, will require some backtracking in order to do so, and if you know me, I'm never a fan of backtracking, but I tolerate it here only because I do enjoy the general gameplay so much for whatever reason, despite the sometimes wonky camera as it snaps around depending on where you're at on the screen and which direction you're facing. Now, it is very easy to get hurt in the game and lose a little bit of health, which the representation of that are clearly designed as Z's to represent that you are sleeping, and that this is all a dream. I think that's a really nice touch. But you can find them throughout the levels to replenish your health, and even get more health slots as the game progresses. As you're getting further in the game and rescuing other characters that Stimpleton had held hostage, you start getting the extra abilities in the game that I previously mentioned, like having a rocket attached to your skateboard, really bringing in the name of Rocket Power there, which is a little maddening because it really blasts you forward pretty quick. The pogo stick gets an additional length added to it to protect your head when you are using it to get across spike fields and you want to avoid getting, violently impaled by the spikes on the ceiling. Your hockey stick gives you another source of taking down enemies as you replenish ammo for it, with the ammo being the pucks, and your rollerblades become magnetic, so you can go upside down at some points. If you thought the camera movement was wonky and hard to follow before, try doing that upside down. It's a great time. It's a nice way to pace out the game really well as you unlock them separately the further you get. Constantly changing up what you can do saves the game from really feeling like more of the same as you get through it. But it's also not a long game at all, maybe a handful of hours and you should be able to complete it. And it really isn't too difficult either. You'll probably lose a bunch of Z health points for dumb reasons, from the hitbox not being perfect or the stupid flying monkeys getting in the way, but just always get hurt by them. Can never avoid it. But it's still fairly easy. I think they really nailed making a platformer that has you use these different traversal methods in both a fun way and in a smart and unique level design way. There's a reliance on momentum and understanding the base physics of that, and once you get down those controls, it becomes second nature. It just looks cool to skate through a level and grind up and down the different bars throughout it. I really love the cutscenes in the game. The details and motion looked incredible at the time, and they still hold up really well now, showing that the developer Helix really went a bit above and beyond for the presentation style of the game. But even though the concept is pretty cool and weird all at the same time, the ending of the game is pretty much a bummer thanks to it just kind of ending. The game just controls itself as you reach Stimpleton and his device is just automatically turned off. You save Ocean Shores from becoming a poker resort and the game just tells you, you win. And roll credits. Okay, well actually you get a little epilogue that has Otto telling the others about his weird nightmares, as it has him freaked out that Stimpleton is actually doing what he was doing in his dream. But the others think that Otto is just being ridiculous, so you go and confront him, as Stimpleton says he isn't doing that, or is he? As when all the kids leave, he may just actually be working on that said poker device. Don't let your dreams be dreams, unless they're hot wing-induced nightmares. So while it's a bit disappointing that you don't have a better ending or earn anything cool from beating the game like some small incentive to play it again, I, for whatever reason, just couldn't put it down.
This double Fringe Miss is brought to you by Gamer Subs.
Ah! Did I scare you? Probably not. But what should scare you is paying 10% more when you don't have to. You're supporting Gamer Subs, you're supporting me, and if you use code FRINGE, you get 10% off. You don't gotta pay that 10%. And if you're paying that 10%, I'm looking at you like this. Why? Code FRINGE. In my opinion, I think the game is a great time. Some of that really comes from my personal nostalgia of it and just liking the weird concept of the story, but I find it endlessly replayable. But of course, I would love to know how you feel about the game. Have you overplayed Rocket Power Dream Scheme? Also, which Rocket Power game is your favorite out of all the different ones out there? Let me know in the comments below. I've been Jordan Fringe. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Later.